What is up, guys? A very good morning and welcome back to another daily market outlook. We're kicking it off with EURUSD first of all. So EURUSD overall is still consolidating, as we can see very clearly. We're still stuck inside of this area of range. So the area of supply, which we noted down in yesterday's video over here, has been suppressing price alongside pretty much that 75% mark, which is acting as an area of resistance. As we can see yesterday as well, we tapped perfectly in towards that 25% mark, and from there we reverse back in towards the upside. So pretty much still just stuck going in towards the 15-minute time frame overall. I mean, nothing really of interest for myself. I was looking after pretty much coming in towards that 25% mark to see if we were going to get bullish momentum. Then over here we had a change of character, but overall still didn't really fit my plan. I was kind of looking at what would happen if we reached this area of demand over here, but as we can see, we just missed out on it. So for me, still nothing really valid on EURUSD. Going in towards the 4-hour, we're still stuck. Expecting a big move though in either direction, because of the fact that the longer that we consolidate, the bigger the move will be. So keep that in mind. If we see a long period of consolidation, as we for example had, let's say over here, after that we get a big breakout in towards the upside. So looking for something very similar. Obviously we've had a 4-hour BOS over here. So it would not be surprising if the market were to push up higher, obviously. But for that to happen, we need a weak dollar. So let's keep an eye on what happens if we can break this area of supply, because then there will be a far higher probability of us continuing up higher. For now, this supply zone is holding. Let's say we move back in towards that supply zone, back up, then I will be looking for that breakout in towards the highs, because the more times we tap in towards an area of supply, obviously the weaker it gets. Now, going in towards the dollar index, the dollar index overall is also still consolidating, guys. Obviously, what happened yesterday is that we did in fact break and breach this high over here. So we saw that change of character. Then what happened is the market has now pulled back in towards this demand zone, which caused that change of character over there. So let's see if the 15-minute can now continue its move upwards. So this morning, what I'll be doing is I'll mainly be focusing on, let's say, this area of demand over here or this demand zone over here to see if the market does want to continue up higher. Let's see if this is not just some kind of like Asian range fake out, kind of like grabbing liquidity above the Asian range and then just continuing down lower. But if we can actually react to this area of demand, for example, over here, then I'll be looking to see can we get another change of character. Then I'll be more confident that we're ready for the rest of the day to continue up higher. So that's what I'm looking at on the dollar index. I mean, for the rest, I think everybody can see we're just consolidating over here, moving in between an area of support and resistance. Draw in the range trading tool and you'll perfectly see how that 75% mark is acting as area of resistance and 25% mark is acting as support. So I can keep on telling you guys like, oh, let's get in here or let's get out there. But obviously if the market is not moving, there's not a lot to do. But what is more interesting is AUDUSD. So AUDUSD in fact moved pretty much how we wanted it to. So obviously after grabbing liquidity beneath this low, we then saw the change of character high get broken over here. So this was the fractal structure, that high, this low. So this sell candle over here was your area of demand. We tapped in and from there we moved up higher. So that was a nice thing that we highlighted in yesterday's video. Obviously going in towards the daily, we've now also seen a daily change of character. So the daily is now a flip bullish after coming in towards an area of daily demand. So we've tapped in towards daily demand, liquidated the low, now seen a daily change of character. 4-hour is, and that's not supposed to happen, but the 4-hour was also looking better now. Obviously we do have some supply over here, but it's not fresh. So what I'm now looking for is kind of some upside continuation from this demand zone in towards that high grabbing liquidity above here. That is what I'm currently looking for on AUDUSD. So potential longs on that pair. Moving further in towards GBPUSD. What are we seeing on that pair? Nothing much, guys. I mean, obviously we saw some kind of like rebound yesterday in price, but it was just simply back in towards this supply zone. The pound was not very strong yesterday, but looking at the 4-hour, ultimately what has happened is that we've just seen a continuation of the overall order flow. So obviously over here we have the buy before the sell, which is still our supply zone and still fresh. So we could still tap in towards that and then just move down lower. If we zoom out a bit, go back in towards the daily, still there is room for GBPUSD to fall in towards this daily demand zone. Remember guys, I've been calling for some further downside continuation on GBPUSD for quite some time with this bearish structure over here. This is the overall impulse, this is the correction, and now obviously the continuation. Everybody was crying over here that we're bullish. Good for you. Now looking at pound dollar just in general, let's just keep an eye on that 4-hour supply zone over here. That is the main zone that I have my eyes on for a potential further downside continuation in towards this daily area of demand. Let's say that the daily breaks this high over here and the 4-hour breaks this high already. So once the 4-hour breaks this high over here, then I'll be looking to trade kind of like some potential pullback because overall the 4-hour at the moment hasn't really made a pullback yet after seeing a 4-hour BOS on this low. So your 4-hour bear structure is from that high all the way at the top, all the way down in towards this low. So it wouldn't be surprising if GBPUSD were to make some form of a pullback very, very soon, at least to grab the liquidity above these highs and pull back in towards this area of supply, at least over here. So keep an eye on that. Obviously, we need a strong area of demand to reverse from. Then if you look to the left over here, inside of this wick, there is demand over here. And we also have some more demand, even a little bit lower around this imbalance candle over here. So those are the main two areas of demand that I'm looking at. Then look to the right and you'll see, okay, we're reacting to that initial wick over there. How do we then understand that this area of demand is significant? It's significant if it provides us with a change of character. So if it provides us with this change of character over here, then we look for the longs. Otherwise, just keep on shorting it because the bearish momentum is too strong. So now NZDUSD. So NZDUSD moved up a little bit higher, back up in towards supply once again. I'm still waiting, guys, to see if we can break that supply zone, break this high. If we break this high, then I'll be happy to look for long. Obviously, we're now kind of like in the demand zone over here, but we still have this high open. So I'm not looking for longs yet from that demand zone because it hasn't achieved anything. So let's see, maybe if we achieve a break of this high over here, that I then will be looking for a long, and then this will become your area of demand. So that's what I'm looking at on NZDUSD. Now, last of all, gold. Gold saw a strong sell-off, stronger than I expected. But I mean, overall, it looks more like a liquidity grab going in towards the daily. I mean, yeah, daily is just, or has seen one of the bigger corrections in quite some time. What I'm looking at the moment is not really the daily, but what I'm more focusing on is the 4-hour. But daily, obviously, we have some demand over here. Now, it should react from there. If you then go in towards the 4-hour, what you want to see at this kind of level, and let me just show you guys, this is a strong area of consolidation around the 2300 level, which is obviously a support level. What I'm now looking at is just the fact that this is kind of like the liquidity grab below these lows. So now what I'm going to be looking for is one more push down. This is a change of character low. This is a change of character high. And then, for example, a long upon a 4-hour change of character with a potential entry either late today during New York session or tomorrow on Wednesday. So that's it for today, guys. No shorts as of yet. Waiting, and we'll see you in tomorrow's video. Thanks.